So down that direction is Surf City and Freeport. I think about 9.5 miles. No, 15 miles. And then we're out on this point, and somebody's taken a lot of steps to try to shore up and protect this house. And as you can see, nothing lasts forever. Especially with the hurricanes and big storms they have here. These are all just pieces of concrete. And it looks like they had this barrier all the way around, but there's not a lot left of it. And right there, it's completely gone. And this house looks abandoned. I imagine the owners just thought, too much money. Beautiful location though. Oh yeah, you can see some of the piers are cracked. Concrete piers. Now normally the piers that they use here are like on the house next door. Wood. Pilings they call them. But this person put concrete in. Probably spent a lot of money. And they could be wrapped in concrete. It's probably what they are. But I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I think they just poured concrete. Concrete piers. Should last longer, but these waves are relentless. And this is just an average day. So pretty cool. And then, I was going to show you. Right across the way, that on the other side is Galveston Island. And that's where our beach house is in Jamaica Beach. About 13 miles further down, that way is east. But that's the west end of Galveston Island that we can see. And then do you see the bridge? Kind of over there. That's the San Luis Bridge. And the waters that go under that bridge are super dangerous because the currents go in, the currents go out, and the currents are fast. You can't really see it from the top of the water, but they're very fast currents under the water. There's a dolphin out there. That's kind of cool. Don't know if you can see him, but he was right about out there somewhere. So those currents, and there's signs all over on the beach saying, don't get in the water, be very careful. And I think what happens is you have a lot of people who go out there, maybe they can't read the signs. I think they're in Spanish now. But they get drunk. There's the dorsal fin I saw of the dolphin. And they go out there to fish. And they get, what'll happen is you're out there fishing, all of a sudden the sand underneath your feet just gets washed away. And then you're in the water. So you really need a life jacket on to fish if you go out in the water. But they probably figure, I'm only knee deep, I'm totally fine. And then all of a sudden you're fine till you're not fine. And if you've been drinking or if you can't swim and you panic. So I think there was one year, they had the signs up there that said, there was like 7 people that died last year. Don't be one of them, something like that. I don't know. But it's treacherous. These are treacherous waters. Unsuspecting, it just doesn't look that dangerous. I can't find our dolphin. But I think he's going to be right out here. I'll wait another minute. Then I got to get back on the bike. Well, I don't see him. Here's the bike. Cannondale. It does have, the cool thing about this beach bike is it doesn't have a chain. It has a belt. So it's kind of nice. These pedals I just put on, they're flat on one side, and then they have the time clip-ins on the other, but they're too hard to get out of. I twisted my feet like at a 45-degree angle. They're still not, my cleats aren't popping out. So I gotta see if I can adjust those things. I bet I can. So I gotta loosen them up, because it ain't good to not get out. All right. Oh, it's got a lefty fork. I want to put a suspension fork on here. I do have the Redshift seat post, which absorbs some shock, which is really nice because a lot of bumps out on the beach. Okay, so that's it.